What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Now, we cannot play goals right now. Even though you see in the title, you're probably wondering, well, how are you going to prove that goals is going to surpass every other football game? That's obviously what the title means, right? Well, yes, but you don't need to play goals to see this. And we are going to go in depth with all these other football games, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, there are a select number of players that are playing the closed beta with goals, but to be honest with you, for one, it's only on PC, and for two, as much as it sucks not being able to play goals, I am actually glad about this situation because it makes it that much more exciting when goals finally does come, whether we start playing in the open beta or wait all the way for the full release. I am 100% positive that the product that they put out will be excellent. I've seen some of the improvements they've already made, and they're clearly on the right path. I've seen the direction these other football games are going, so you can look at it one of two ways. You can either look in general as to how goals compares to just what we as the players want as a football game, not in comparison to any other games. And in that case, goals looks great. Now, to some, they may not like the cartoon look of the players, quote unquote. They may not like the pace of the game being more FC like than eFootball. Me personally, I'm one of those players. The speed of play that eFootball captures, there's nothing like it, right? It's the most true to football speed of play, weight of the passes, and so on and so forth that you'll get. However, everything else in eFootball makes the game terrible. With goals, yes, they went for a little bit faster pace, more arcade-like feel, but the actual football itself, the movement of the players even, which is already vastly improved from the alpha, the way that you can compete without the hindrances that you have in the other football games with the player roles and play styles and all that nonsense is just much better. So, would I change the speed of play? Yes, but is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. The football in general is still much better, and some would argue that for a football game, that pace of play, it's not as fast as FC. They just went off the rails with the speed of their game. Totally through the roof arcade style, right? eFootball went towards the true football speed of play. And so goals, I would say, is somewhere in the middle but closer to FC, let's say, right? Some would argue much closer to FC with speed of play. Again, not a deal breaker. But there's so many more things that you can look at. We're going to go through different videos that these content creators have made covering these games that make great points as to where these games are falling off and why it won't change, right? We've already gone through some of the examples of improvements the devs over at Goals have made. I've got several videos out covering why, even without the licenses, Goals will surpass these other football games with the modes they're adding, with the route they're taking that's unlike any other football game. And so, really, it just comes down to once Goals is released, getting players over to see exactly what myself and many others see, right? That's the only way players are truly going to know. And until the game comes out, or whether it's beta or full release, even though you can't play goals, you can at least try to get a better idea of what to expect and why it's time to leave these other games behind. So we're going to start with UFL, the newest game on the block. Now, if you haven't been following, Boris Legend was paid to do a series for UFL. He did, I believe it was 5 videos, maybe it was 6, whatever it was, and then his goal was to reach the top division, the Premier Division, without spending any money. And he failed to do this. Along the way, if you watch Boris, you know he was extremely frustrated. He failed to reach the Premier Division, and along the way, the highlights, if you want to call them that, were absolutely horrendous. Pretty much the only way he could score was through the 50-yard long ranger shots that are absolutely dumb, that many of UFL players themselves don't even want in the game. And there just wasn't much to show. He even turned his camera off at certain points, which for me, that's normal, right? I don't use a face camera. I don't think you need to stare at a dude to enjoy your football content. But at the same time, I get it. Getting to interact and kind of speak eye to eye with people, I do get that part. But Boris turned off his camera because of pure frustration. And for someone that never does that, it just sums up what it's like to play UFL. And so the videos, because Boris is awesome himself, did excellent. It's something new. He said a bonus video would come if he had a certain amount of likes, and he did. So what do you know? He provides us with a bonus video. And this is it right here. So he was paid to do 5 UFL videos in which he was supposed to go from the very bottom with the free-to-play team and make it to the Premier Division. He failed. Then he did a bonus video to see if he could make Premier Division. Now, with how close he was, I believe he will. If you follow me, I walked through this even after the game fell off, right? When the game was at its height, at its peak, I would say, I reached number 10 in the world, then left the game once it started making, strikers started making terrible decisions. I came back and got straight to the Premier Division as well. Now, I didn't go free to play, so it wasn't quite as hard for me as Boris, but the same frustrations came. And without even watching this video, I can assure you that when you see the gameplay, you're going to see some of the broken nonsense that I'm talking about. And I doubt Boris even knows what he's experiencing. He knows that it's not right. He probably knows that something doesn't feel good about the game, but he hasn't played enough to know all of the exploits the players use, to know all the nonsense strikers hasn't removed. And so this video right here will serve as our in-depth look at UFL. It's very doubtful I would even need to play the game. And throughout this whole process, my approach is going to be if the game's enjoyable or not, right? Because I know how much I enjoyed the Goals Alpha, and it wasn't perfect, by the way. Remember, the very last day of Goals, and kind of leading up to that, you could see it coming, but every game after game, it was players exploiting all the nonsense that's broken in Goals as opposed to enjoying good football. Now, a lot of that falls on the player base out of this select number of players that were playing out the Alpha, but the devs have to understand that players are going to use these exploits if they're in the game, and they have to approach the final version of their game or any patch that they do with that mindset that if it can be broken, players will exploit these things and it will ruin your game. So Goals needs to work on that kind of stuff to sharpen their game. They need to polish the game up in several other areas, for instance, like skill moves. Yes, they work in a realistic fashion, but they don't look realistic. You can't even tell sometimes when players are doing step overs or shielding the ball, and they have to fix this because otherwise even if the mechanics work in the way they're supposed to, if it doesn't look like it just takes away from the fluidity, right? It doesn't look right. So they do have plenty of things to work on, but those are all things that can be fixed, hopefully. Right, you would think so. I have full faith in the Goals devs, but it's one of those things where, look at UFL. They started off with a ton of promise, a ton of potential, and totally fell off. So you have to curb your hopes. But if I'm a betting man, I'm putting all my money that Goals figures it out. But in the meantime, we're going to see why these other games, nonetheless, are not going to be able to compete once Goals hits their stride, once full release comes, and we will have a true football game on the market. So let's get into this Boris video. Bonus video, trying to get to the Premier Division. Let's see how it goes.
Games, but UFL is something else.
What's up, Chris? How are you?
To reach the highest division, the Premier Division, in only 5 episodes without spending a single dollar. In the previous episode, we made a huge run and sensationally reached all the way to the Premier Promotion game. I was ready to pop the champagne, but then of course we choked a 2-0 lead. And after this bottle job, I lost all my confidence, all my aura, and went on a disastrous run back to the Ruby division. Instead of promotion, relegation,
Wow.
and failure. My time was up, but after some crazy support from people watching this series, we decided we don't give up. We're getting this job done. We are back again. A bonus episode of this series after this huge support we had last time. That was insane. You guys just smashed it. Over 1.5 thousand likes, and that means we go again. But I must be honest and say, I'll probably make this upload even if that was like, you know, 1 like, and that is for the kid inside of me, to show him I can make it. Last time was so close, and I can make it. I can make it, man. I don't give up. Despite, you know, just facing these gold teams, despite my team being so inferior, I must satisfy the kid inside of me. I'm doing this for me as well. I'm good at this game. I like it, Skylar. But the team today, no change. We have no funds, man. We don't spend money here, of course. It is RTG. We have no particles. We have no CP that we can spend, really. This is the team we have. And again, shout out Shaqiri. That is the biggest game changer I had in any FIFA, any FC ever, any context. That long shot.
The whole reason is because, like he just said, the Long Ranger, which he doesn't know this, but that's embarrassing. The only thing that he has in his whole team is a stupid playstyle, or what they call ability perk, that can allow you to shoot the ball from 50 yards out. A totally unrealistic shot that you can score over and over. Now, apparently they've nerfed these now, but this just happens over and over with this nonsense, which shows the incompetence of the development team over at UFL. No different than the other development teams. Just constant nonsense.
He has your attacking runs. Trimini just default, and then wingers were at session. Back in Ruby Division, it was a big struggle. And for a moment, I was doing Amarim cosplay. But then something happened. I started going...
Let me see if I recognize any of these players, because what happens is the same type of rats play this game over and over. But then again, he is over in Europe. I think more... No, I don't know where he is. Sweden? Can't remember exactly, but yeah, all European players.
After the previous session, back in Ruby Division, it was a big struggle. And for a moment, I was doing Amarim cosplay. But then something happened. I started going back to the basics. Playing FC damaged my brain, just relying on broken mechanics. But now
Playing FC damaged my brain, just relying on broken mechanics. He doesn't realize how ridiculous that sounds, but he doesn't know. He's not saying it. He doesn't know all the broken stuff. Like, if I were to be able to get Boris on, I said, Boris, when you get the ball, hold down R1 and R2 as you're sprinting forward. He would go, what? Wait, what the? Are you serious? He would be shocked at the boostigism, and then he would put it together. Wait a minute, that's what these players are doing against me. Then I would say, all right, Boris, do not shoot the ball unless you're at this angle, this angle, this angle. And he'd be like, wait, what the? Because those are guaranteed goals. The other ones are almost guaranteed to be saved unless the opponent is dumb and like moves their goalie out of the way, right? When you're defending, when you're in an area like on the wings, just zigzag dribble, cut back and forth, then hold R1 and R2 once you get where the defender is opposite side. Eventually they're going to commit the wrong way as you just go left and right. Like, there's little exploits that make the game terrible, but that all these players use, and Boris just doesn't know them. So it's funny hearing him say, FC damaged my brain using broken mechanics, so once I got rid of those, you know, it's funny to hear that, because UFL is the most broken game out. It's just facts.
Started pulling out the OG FIFA tricks. L1 passing, pass and move, fundamentals. I started...
Like that, a through ball went to his player's feet. It didn't lead on because the passes are magnetic in UFL. There's no truly leading your player on. There's no true weighted passes. It's all animation based, where it's like, okay, ball's going to travel here. This player is going to automatically connect to it, which is why certain glitches happen where the defense freezes up and the attacker automatically gets it, because it's mapped out. The devs with UFL, the strikers, they couldn't create actual differences with passes. It's all pre-mapped out, right?
playing football again. We focused better on kickoffs, and Shaqiri did his usual business.
Oh
And
yeah.
after a while of playing some really good UFL, we reached Diamond promotion game. I think winnable. Crazy man. Crazy teams. What's that, man? Van Hecke.
And that's the other thing, guys, is what people don't realize is that the game's going to hit a dead end again. These guys didn't learn their lesson. If they were smart, they would copy off of goals and do player retirement. Just swallow your pride, copy off of goals, and do player retirement. Although when you do that, if you retire someone's like Mbappe or Holland, Supreme Team that they spent all that money on, it's going to go badly. So even that answer to try to keep the game from hitting a dead end like the skin system did it's like a lose-lose for UFL, which tells me all they're trying to do is grab as much money as they can, and then they're gonna be packing up and leaving, and the game will shut down. Especially when Goals steals a ton of their players. You watch, mark my words, this game will be gone within a year of Goals coming out.
Pass. I see Mbappe. I see Mbappe. I see Mbappe. I see Mbappe. It is done.
We didn't even talk about the broken crosses, by the way, the L1 lob crosses, which obviously Boers figured out. And what they do is they take away the defender's ability to use their ability perks. So if you have that air sentinel or whatever their ability perks are called, where your center backs jump through the roof and win every header, all you have to do to negate that, L1 square. And it's a glitch in the game where the defenders get out jumped by anybody. In that case, you've seen Mbappe.
Again, finally.
And little does Boris know he just used a glitch himself.
Ruby. Misery. We're back now. One step left. Diamond was again a pure war zone. Facing Gold Squad teams was standard procedure, but we showed some really good passion. And things were looking good.
That's a through ball
When even
glitch.
Dorge randomly started to chip people.
You couldn't really tell there because he beat the defender, but this is a glitch pass. What happens is you automatically get switched to the center back, and then the center back's not allowed to catch up to the striker. They come in behind the striker. So watch what I'm talking about. So this pass is pre-mapped out. So watch this.
Show
Boom. Look who he's controlling. Now
some really
watch.
good passion.
Right? And it's not that it was a bad pass per se, but even if the defender tried to switch and could switch and timed it right, he could not have switched to the defender. It would not let him catch up to the ball. No matter what, the defender's done. Boris is on a free breakaway because of these glitch through ball passes. Doesn't make that particular pass a bad pass or that he was purposely going for the glitch through ball, but a lot of players do go for these certain angles to get this glitch, and even if the defender reads it well, they're toast because it's a glitch.
And
Look, automatically it will switch. He cannot catch up, will not catch up, no matter what.
things were looking good when even Dorge randomly started to chip people. But I was still doubting in myself, doubting my team.
Let's see here. See how on this one he was able to get ahead, right? That's how you can tell. If the glitch set in, the glitch through ball sets in, that defender will automatically run behind the attacker. It will look so dumb. You'll go, why did the defender do that? If you're controlling the player, you have the control in your hand, it doesn't matter where you go. The defender automatically falls in behind the striker, like it's an animation, not a true play.
I was falling short, but we kept fighting back. I was constantly
There it
thrown
is.
between belief and disbelief. And against the UFL demons, we were still too underpowered. That 91 Holland was like prime moments Nazario.
That's who I have up top, and he literally just
But if there is delusion, there's
R1, R2 right through everybody.
AI, built right into the Alter.
It's just a bunch of nonsense, guys. I mean, there's no way, if you truly love football, that you could play UFL. There's just no way. There's too much broken crap. All the good stuff is overshadowed by too much broken stuff. Even when you see certain good things, you're like, man, I could get behind it. I've done it a ton of times, trying to get behind the good stuff. There's too much nonsense. Right there, there's a broken through ball. So see, Whether Boris truly knows or not, to me, I feel like he learned how to do it. There's no doubt that he did some studying about the game and seeing why he was getting burned by this stuff. But I want to show you this, okay? Watch this through ball. Watch where it goes. Watch the goalie. Watch the defenders. It is a broken watch. Wait a second. After this goal, I think it was. I might have went too far back. I might not have went far enough. But it's all broken nonsense. Everything that you see, even if it looks like a good pass, once you start playing, you'll see the broken stuff. You have this guy, he's a content creator, Bossman KD. You have another guy, Richie, that I think speaks Italian, but also Spanish and something else. These guys actively use this broken nonsense, and they know what they're doing, but they act like it's normal when they're doing it. They're literally showing their player base how to essentially use exploits. It's the rattiest, biggest joke of a game and group of content creators I've ever seen. If you truly wanted a good future for the game, you would show these things so that UFL fixes them. You would demand that they fix them. You would teach your audience so that they don't get beat by these things, or that they know so they understand what kind of game they're playing. But no, they just want views and they want to win in any way they can. So they sit there and they use exploit after exploit. It's just complete nonsense. Now, if you didn't know all of this stuff and you're just watching, you might say, man, this is worth it. I'm going to play UFL. I got some money. I'll buy some players even. And then you go out and play, and now you're learning all this broken stuff, and now you're getting beat by all this stuff, and you would have had no clue otherwise, right? That's where content creators should be the ones that are telling you the truth. If they truly care about their communities, why would they not want the people, their viewers, their community, to know the truth? It's a complete joke. That's why I started creating content in the first place, to tell the truth, because there's so many bullshitters that only care about views. And I'm telling you that if you aren't playing this game and you're just watching, oh, it's not that bad, trust me. That's where the potential part came in. We all said the same thing. But once you dig into what's wrong underneath the hood, there's so much broken BS in this game. It makes me sick. Truly.
I'm done, man. I'm done, man. It is all meant to be. Yeah.
Watch this.
Just have it.
Lob through ball. Notice no one jumps with him. It's a glitch. So let's watch it again. It's a glitch. Watch it again. He lob through balls it. L1 square. Notice the defenders are perfect space. So all you have to do over and over, I showed this when I played, is zigzag left and right and then do this cross. Now he's getting paid. Boris is getting paid. He can't talk about this stuff. Otherwise, he goes back on everything that this whole thing was about. It's a promotion of the game. He's paid. You don't see paid actors doing commercials for Coke and then saying, this is so unhealthy, I would never drink this stuff. This is only for the commercial, right? But that's what this is. There's no doubt he knows this at this time, and he's not saying it. Look at his defense. There's no doubt he looked into it. They all have the ability to jump up and win this header. Now watch what happens. Look, he's controlling the defender. Now watch. Nothing. Why do you think that is? Because it's a glitch. A lobbed cross glitch. It's been in the game several different times. And the latest patch didn't touch this or any other glitch. It got rid of 50-yard shots. Wasn't even considered a glitch. It was an absolute ridiculous mechanic. But all this other stuff that you're seeing here, so players can just run up on you and do this every single time. Notice who scored it, by the way. Mbappe, with like 60-something heading. The game is an absolute joke, and that's just the truth, guys. Who would play a game where all the opponent has to do, and all you have to do, is run down, press L1 square, and it's all but guaranteed a goal? Unless you have a certain keeper with a certain play style that will rush out and get the ball. Which there's only a few of those keepers that exist, and you had to spend your own money to get them. A complete joke of a game. Just that in itself is enough to not play this trash. I'm done.
I'm done, man.
See what I'm saying?
It's all meant to be. Yeah. Just have it, man. This is impossible.
No, I think he's still going to make it, but we'll see.
This man is impossible.
But the game is trash.
It's impossible. I'm done, man. I'm done. Bottling 2-0. Again. I'm Zwe.
Funny how they sent him a kit, by the way. Notice how they sent him a kit. You think Boris, all these years playing, you think It's part of the deal, guys. It's all paid. And little does he know, for anybody who knows UFL is watching this saying, this game sucks. I'm glad I quit. This game's terrible. I'm not playing anymore. Like, it's really an anti promotion. But for unknowing players, yes, I could see where some of this looks good. But you got to read between the lines. You got to wonder why most of the highlights are 50-yard shots or lob crosses. Look how every through ball the defenders do the same thing because it's animation. It's an animation. It's not like a skilled play. It's just a total trash game. It's just facts, guys. This isn't an opinion. Everything I'm saying is just facts. Right?
I'm Zverev. I wanna, man. I wanna smash something, man. I wanna smash something.
You think he's ever going to play this game again, guys? Unless they keep paying him? There's not a chance.
I bottle again, man. These teams, though, man, they... If I just had the same team. I mean, this is like someone playing eFootball, starting FC RTG from Div 10 and trying to reach Elite with a silver team, plus like Prime Moments R9, as in Shaqiri. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this again, man. I've been playing so much. How many games? Like, last season, I played last season, I think that was 27 games. This season, yeah, that was like 200 games in total. Though fair play, we had no DCs, and the menu hasn't crashed once. So fair play. UFL, fair play. Oh.
So paid, dude. So paid.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this game is... I'm so frustrated. I played all these games and it's way worse because skill doesn't matter. Oh, but I like the Freddy Krueger kits. Fair play, UFL.
Oh my goodness. Oh my good lord. Give me some power. Lord, give me some nice... Yeah. That Holland. We better every game just fix the mental aspect.
They're better every game, but
I'm
you
getting
can't
that
fix
damn
the
promotion.
broken mechanics. L1, L2, right there. R1, R2, I mean.
Uh-huh.
R1, R2. Look at the sprint boost. Look at what happens with the defenders here. He doesn't realize it, guys. He doesn't see this. Watch this. Watch.
We better every game
Ready? Watch this.
just fix the mental aspect.
Ready? Here
I'm
it is.
getting that damn promotion.
R1, R2 into a 50-yard long ranger. Effing losers. That's all they are. If you're playing UFL, it's because you can't compete in FC any football, which are broken in themselves, just not as bad as UFL. There's just not as many exploits. I mean, Goals, guys, is crushing this. It's just a fact because Goals is pure football. Oh, well, it looks like the older Pez's. Oh, well, the players look like cartoonish. Oh, well, they don't have real licenses. Football-wise, if you're playing Goals and you're being honest, no bias, you're going to have 1,000 times more fun because it's actual football and because there's no hindrances with play styles or player roles that restrict player runs and all the BS. It's the stats that affect the player and how they play. The movement's getting better, by the way, because the attacking AI was non-existent in the alpha for Goals, without a doubt. But it's all about football there. There's none of this other crap. The zigzag dribbling, the overpowered crosses and stuff, the certain parts of football that were too overpowered are all fixable. But there's no exploits. There's no, oh, well, if this player has the long ranger and Goals, he can score from 50 yards. Oh, if this player has the superior heading ability, you just lob cross to him, he'll score every time. No, it's just crosses to players that were good at heading, too powerful. Zigzag dribbling, the defenders didn't have a proper way to stop it, so it was overpowered. They did great with getting rid of bounce backs with the interceptions sticking to the defender's foot, right? They knew where to take away from real life football and make the changes needed to make the football better on the sticks, which no other development company has done. But there are certain areas like the defender they have to add a defender slowing up and not being able to take the ball away right after it's stolen. So they got rid of bounce backs, but the tackle back part was strong. So what did they do? Well, they gave an example of how once a player wins the ball, the immediate aftermath is that the opposing team kind of parts ways. So you can't steal the ball back immediately. Now, is that complete true to football? No. But the Goals devs knew how to change certain areas like that to make it more fair, because certain things in true football don't translate perfectly to football on the sticks. So a good development company, which we have none besides goals, will know what to change, right? So all these areas that UFL is broken, it's simply because these devs over at UFL didn't understand, don't have the ability to make the necessary changes to make the game work. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. When you're seeing all this, it's just the goal. The UFL devs don't have the ability or the knowledge to make the changes to make their game work and stay true to football. That's all it is.
Boom.
What's up, boys? How is everyone doing? What's up, Only Airs? Acid, how are you? Why so serious? How are you guys?
Massive dessert for glitching.
What up, Phil? How are you? How is everybody? How are you guys?
No.
So the point of this whole video is I'm going to lay out the facts of every game. And then you guys can choose to ignore facts or listen. But the bottom line is, it's just not even an argument, right? Goals is not out right now except for PC closed beta, right? I play console. But when you look at these other games and you look at the negatives there, then you go and play goals when it comes out, you will see these differences. I mean, Boris is showing in 4K why UFL is broken. I'm about to show you with eFootball and FC the same thing. There is no arguing any of these things. You can see the glitches. Now, if you don't play UFL and you're seeing these glitches and don't know what I'm talking about, as soon as you play the game, you will know. You will see that what I'm saying is factual, or you can go to these other content creators. That the Pantera, who plays the game regularly, talks about every single glitch that I'm explaining in his latest rant video. So these things exist. Whether I'm talking about it or like Pantera, yeah, maybe this boss man guy and this Richie guy are losers and they want viewers over telling the truth, but at least Pantera had the balls enough to speak the truth and not worry about his viewers, and for that I salute him. But even if let's say Pantera didn't exist, if you guys just go and play, you can go do these same things and see how broken the game is, right? This isn't opinion based, this is factual.
And stop the crossing at every price.
Look at that lob cross.
Man, this guy is unbelievable.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? This game is a joke. Imagine playing a whole football game over and over to do this. Now, Boris doesn't realize this. He doesn't play UFL. He's paid to do this. Watch this ridiculously stupid goal. And this is a glitch, guys. There's nothing you can do. Watch what this loser does. Imagine going against these losers over and over. The problem is, the developers have to recognize that these losers exist and get rid of this. Yes, it comes down to how do these players exist, wasting their time to play these games and use glitches when they don't even have skill. They're not playing proper football. Yes, it's total nonsense. Like, I would never want to see what the lives of these people look like to waste their time doing this, but they exist. So the developers have to understand that and save their games. And none of them do. That's where the only development company that has a chance and that has proven they look at this stuff, if you look at what they release and the fixes they do make, I believe Goals will actually approach the development of their game the right way. So watch this. This is the result of a development company that doesn't know what to do. Watch this. Over and over, these lob crosses have been broken. And look what happens here. Look where the player is now. Watch what happens. L1 square. Lob crosses you see. Now watch what happens. Defender does nothing. It's a header from the PK spot, so 12 yards out. And look what happens. It's an automatic goal because it's a glitch. Watch this. Look at this. Look where it goes in. Right at the goalie. Right at the goalie.
Yeah, man, this guy is unbelievable. And he scores that one.
Think about it. Think about it. Go over that goal in your head. Go over the true football in that. By the way, there is none. It is a complete joke. Nobody can watch all of these broken things, right? And as we look back, the bottom line is you can't defend this game. So you have a guy in here that says it's why so serious FC underscore UFL, which shows you everything you need to know about that. But I have a feeling that he defends the game. Yeah, so he says Boss Man KD is amazing. Either this is a second account for that Boss Man guy, or this is a total loser that abuses all this stuff like these guys, right? You just got to understand that, because even the top content creator, there's one top content creator that's like 1/100th of any other football game, which shows you how can a game be out a year and be decreasing in numbers already. The UFL numbers are abysmal. It got like 490th most played game, guys. I don't even know 489 other games. You look at the amount of players playing UFL, it is already a complete joke. 1 year in, and there's no hype behind the game. What do you think that will change when there's even another game to play? Do you think that anything's going to change after over a year with nothing improving? So this why so serious would say, oh, well, this got better, as we watch all of these glitches that have been in the game since day one. So the reason why I'm covering UFL first is because there's nobody with a brain or any skill that's playing this game. Boris is getting a bag, and then he'll never come back. Guys, he's live right now. What is he playing? FC. I will guarantee you that unless UFL keep paying him periodically, he'll come and do a video, 2 videos, whatever the agreement is, and then he'll leave. He will never play UFL on a regular basis because clearly he's miserable playing this game. If he wasn't, or any of these other content creators, tell me why no other big content creators play UFL. Tell me why Boris wouldn't keep playing this Road to Glory. Tell me why he wouldn't actually make an account and play the game. Because the game is terrible. Tell me why the numbers are so bad. We're a year in. At least the numbers that they would have would at least stay consistent or continue to slowly increase, but they are decreasing. Come on. It's all facts. So these absolute losers still covering UFL, playing UFL, it's either A, they're covering it, like the 2 people in the world that do, for views and for a couple bucks, or B, the players playing it, they can't play FC or eFootball. I would be willing to bet you $500 if this Why So Serious right now would play me in eFootball, goals, or FC. He would get absolutely destroyed, as with the rest of a majority of these players in UFL. There might be a couple of exceptions in the whole world. But how could anybody who takes football serious, who wants to play true football, play a game with so much broken nonsense? I mean, just ask yourself that.
Good goal. Good goal.
That was at least legit compared to the other goals.
Angle 45 degrees, and you get a nice speed boost. Just now stop his crossing. He has, man, this special Voltemade, this special Holland. And
you hear what he said? Stop his crossing. He has this special. No, it's a glitch. Boris just doesn't realize it's a glitch, guys. This opponent's doing the lob cross glitch. So Boris is getting paid to promote the game, and he can't even tell. That's how bad the game is. He is on accident making the game look trash, because anybody who plays UFL knows that this is a glitch that players use. But Boris doesn't see that. He's thinking that this player has some great crosser on his team, and you know what I mean?
every header is like a power shot, man.
See?
Like a laser.
See? It's because of the lob cross.
This is the opportunity now.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it, guys.
Bad, man. Bad touch. And this guy is playing no foul. A new level of haram ball. Yeah.
Look at this. Look what he's going for. Imagine this, like this why so serious UFL guy. Imagine being such a loser that you're defending such a broken game. You're defending players that are going for glitches over and over and over. This small number of players, it's like equivalent to like two, right? It's such a small number, but imagine being so brain dead that you not only play this game, but you defend all this. At least admit that you're playing a broken game. At least admit that you're abusing glitches for fun. Don't act like you're playing a good football game or try to act like UFL's anything but a joke when the numbers, the gameplay itself says otherwise. Come on. Come on.
Now just defend. Change our tactics here. Don't go constant pressure. A rare corner. Now, this guy can't on this RTG.
There it is. I think he
spending
got
no
the
money.
premiere.
We have taken down these gold teams.
You got
And we
it.
have reached
Congrats.
in the end. After like 200 games.
And then he ends the series.
So we can just try them out. Now these packs are not so good. Clutch, Colville, Club Icon. He's been here since like day one. Key episode time. Take care. And
Let's see what he says.
silver player, the biggest key of them all. Shakiri, Tedua, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this possible. Thank you. Alright, that's it for this time. We have finally made it on this bonus episode. I hope you enjoyed this series. Drop a like if you did so. Thanks so much for watching. As always, you know, until next time, take care.
Do you think he's ever going to play UFL again? Anybody want to put a bet up there? Why so serious? If UFL's good, how much do you want to bet Boris doesn't play UFL again? Anybody else? Right? The other 3 players in the world that actually defend this game or try are so delusional they say it's not total trash. Nobody that has any type of skill would ever touch UFL if they actually want to enjoy true football. Right? It's just insane. Oh, that would be funny to watch him try to play Showdown. Oh my goodness. He would hate it. He would hate it. He would hate it. It's just insane. Make one special episode to play UFL foot. Play the UFL foot champs. He's talking about Showdown. More. I'd love to see an eFootball series. He won't do it unless he gets paid. Right? And you do got to give him credit because he went through this broken trash, not even knowing half of the broken stuff in this game, and he made it. But that's why Boris is a beast and he's so well respected. But make no mistake about it. He got the bag and left, but kudos to him for reaching the Premier Division with a free-to-play team. Now, with that said, if you look back at the football, you look back at how many 50-yard goals he had to score. Imagine if it was now where they took out that long ranger shot, unless they botch it and it's still broken. But there's no way he comes back ever, and that's how a majority of the players feel. It's just not a game worth playing. So I believe that's all we need to look at with UFL. Now with FC, you don't even really need to play FC. You just literally have to type in FC is dead and notice that every single big creator is making these videos. FC is the worst FIFA ever made. I reacted to that the other day and comparing it to goals because everything that AA9 was talking about, it hits home, and it's everything that goals has done differently. It just happens to be that way. He wasn't talking about goals at all, but it just matched. I can't make these guys say what they say. I can't make these things up that if goals went the route, for instance, of no licenses, so then they can have a system where upgrading players is the main goal and then not hindering players with play styles and all this stuff ruining the games. And AA9's talking about how much that stuff's ruining the game and how they need it removed. Well, goals is a game that never had it in the first place, and that's the route they're going. And all these content creators are asking for the very things that goals are doing because their devs actually learned. So these biggest players that get paid good amount of money, right? These are the 1% of all FC content creators that actually make money. And they have every reason to defend this game or lie about how good it is. And they all are saying the same exact things. Talking about how bad the game is, right? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. 4 days ago, FC is officially dead. I started
Friday
watching this
content
from the beginning,
every Friday.
and it's the same thing. The same exact stuff that happens over and over. The broken, exploitable nonsense, the total AI defense, the terrible patches that have ruined the game. I'll let you guys listen for a bit, but FC is easier to understand how bad it is because there's more coverage of it. UFL just simply doesn't have anybody playing anyways. So you don't have much coverage of it. That's just the truth. Look how many videos just by typing that one phrase. Now imagine just putting in FC26 and you see all the videos. You can see all the broken stuff, right? But we'll listen just for a bit anyways.
Players because I have 2.6 million coins, but unfortunately if I buy someone, I'm going to concede a massive coin loss in a few days. Talking about promo cards, and now problem number 3 in FC26. Yeah, I'm going to show you every single problem with this game right now. So problem number 3 is, it's not a FC point. You know what? I completely understand esports. They created this game. They try to find ways to make even more money, okay? FC points. You don't need to buy them. If you want, you buy them. Okay, I completely understand it because we have points, coins, or yeah, other in-game currency for other games too.
Only Airs is totally correct, by the way.
But the actual
Only Airs, put in the comments section, Goals is better than eFootball, which is better than FIFA, which is better than UFL. And I 1000% agree with this. And I'll go over that in a bit. But UFL is just a more poor, more broken version of FIFA, of FC. They copied everything, which was a big part of their demise. FC is as broken as ever, and we're talking about this right now. eFootball has a great core, which gives it second place, but all the nonsense on top of it, especially Smart Assist, makes it a bad game. And then you have Goals, which, yes, it had some broken stuff, but the broken zigzag dribbling, tacklebacks, overpowered crosses, overpowered over-the-top through ball, all of these things are fixable if Goals approaches it correctly. So the ability to fix these things is there. Now, eFootball, they do have the ability to remove Smart Assist, but you can't act like that's the only broken thing in the game. Their defensive system is not football related at all. There's still a ton of AI nonsense, a ton of scripting that goes on in the game, even without Smart Assist. It's just Smart Assist is so bad that it took over all of the focus of being an issue. But there's still tons of other issues. Goals has issues that are easily fixable, especially compared to what these other games are going through. So without a doubt, Goals will be the best game, followed by eFootball, even though by the numbers they'll still be in third to FIFA because they just only are big in the Asian market. They have a cult following everywhere else, but a huge Asian market. FIFA still, just by not having any competitors, is in second, but in true ratings they're in third. And UFL is just, it won't be around for more than maybe a year or two more based on numbers alone. That's just a fact.
I truly believe this game has been ruined. Now let's get back to something else, guys. Okay, let me go to play. Let me go to competitive. Let me go to rivals. I'm not going to praise it because I have rewards. I don't want to open my rewards now. I'm rank 1 elite. Every week I finish rank 1 elite. Let me tell you something, esports. Your rank 1 elite rewards since day one have been completely outdated and unsynced. No reward.
So I don't think we have to go any further with that, because the bottom line is everybody understands what's wrong with FC, especially in my community. FC is the least liked game, and rightfully so, I understand, because they fail the worst. And what do I mean by that? Let's look at the initial release of FC 26. Widely loved. It was the best game the company's produced in years, and then they ruin it. Who knows why? Patch after patch, they ruin it. From beta into the first week leading into the first patch, when all they needed to fix was over the top through balls, the game was incredible. But they just couldn't help themselves. And that's what happens when you have an incompetent company, right? No matter how long they've been around, no matter how much money, how powerful they are, if you don't have actual football gamers, just like if I would go try to create a American football game or a basketball game or a hockey game, I would miss tons of details, and true players of those sports would see the holes in the game that I produced. Even though I'm a fan of those games, I'm not a true player of those games. But yet, EA Sports has clearly a ton of developers within their team that just don't know football games, that don't play their own game. Now we're going into eFootball in particular because it's the most interesting of all the games. Now, the way they do their legendary players and their superstars like Mbappe and Van Dijk and all them is brilliant. They're more true to life, true to football than any other game. FC misses the mark a ton. UFL, the player identity doesn't even exist. Like a coach, it doesn't feel like a coach. A Lampard doesn't feel like Lampard. FC, they have certain legendary players that won't even make your squad over, some random women's player from the United States League, Women's League, because of the way they did their players. So it's a complete joke. Like when you would play Trinity Rodman over, I don't know, Jairzinho, let's say. I'm just making it up, but there's a problem, right? When you would play Claudia Pena up top over, I don't know, Pele or Ibrahimovic or whoever it is, or Alex Morgan over these legends, it's a complete joke, right? But eFootball did that brilliantly. They did brilliantly to bring these players into the game and keep them pretty true to life. They did brilliantly to take the essence of football, the pace of the game, the passing patterns, the ability. They did excellent to bring that into the game. So when you hear these things, then it's like, well, why do you say that it's such a bad game? Because of Smart Assist and the total AI nonsense, even besides Smart Assist, that ruins the game. And the reason why Konami decided to do this is because rather than focusing on creating the best game that the players would enjoy, they want the most number of players. And to get the more casual players to play their game, they had to dumb their game down and essentially ruin it. Instead of saying, oh, well, the true football players and football fans will put the work in and keep improving. If they're only Division 5 players, they're only Division 5. If they're only Division 7, they're only Division 7. No, eFootball said if we allow these players to win, essentially letting them pay to win, and then give them assistance like they did with their defensive system, for instance, with Smart Assist, then they will spend more money in the game. So it all comes down to greed. Now, the way that you gain the best players in this game, there is no ability to gain the very best players from grinding, for one. And for two, the gambling system they use, it shows you that all they care about is collecting every last dollar they can. Right? So for eFootball alone, I'm going to play a few games. I have no idea if I'm going to face players with Smart Assist. I have no idea, but we'll see. And you're going to get to see live exactly why eFootball, despite being the closest to being able to battle goals, even though they have a vastly different take on football, you're going to see firsthand why eFootball, despite having the ability to be the best football game, isn't the best football game. Right? It's crazy too with this matchmaking. So you see the 4 bars up top. I want you to pay attention as I get connected into these games, because you'll notice Konami lies so much with the stats they show. They lie with the connection. You could have perfect 4 or 5 bars and still have a game where the delay is ridiculous. Right? You can have stats show you that only 10% of Division 1 players use Smart Assist, yet play the game all day, 8-10 hours, which I have before on stream, and 95% of your opponents are using Smart Assist, right? It's just so much BS over and over. Now, this is the squad I have for events. I'm going to try to play the 2 events to earn 100 coins to go open a 10-player pack in that Pele, Zola, and Germuller pack that just came out, right? Which essentially that would be $10 worth of points. You see my opponent's team fully free to play. Clearly going to be going for a lot of crosses to D off, which is what these guys do. I'm assuming this player will use Smart Assist, but maybe not. And all this work, remember, at the end of this, even if I were to complete this whole event, it would be to get a booster, a position change thing that's a gamble in itself. You can't pick the position you add to your player. It's random. The booster is random. You might end up wanting a booster to make your striker better and getting a defensive one, which would make it null and void. And so all that matters out of all three of these games and these few events they release each week is 50 points. Remember, to get even one player out of 250 or 500 or whatever these packs are, you need 100 coins. To get a 1 in 250 or 2 in 250 or 3 out of 250, depending on how many of the special players you want, to get a 1, 2, or 3 in 250 chance, you have to play a couple events each week, two of them each week, which is all that comes out, just to get a 1 or a 3 in 250 chance. I don't know those odds, but they're not very good at all. So you see what I mean? The passing and moving, right? This part of eFootball is excellent. Is more true to football than any other football game out there. It's all the nonsense outside of it. So that's why when you watch like players like Nick, who's excellent not only at FC but excellent at eFootball, that's why every one of his sessions ends in rage, because there's so much BS that takes away from the actual football. Yeah, so this player's using Smart Assist. Clearly, great ball. What kind of touch was? Oh, I had sprint held. And see, I like that kind of stuff. Like the difficulty level in eFootball is actually brilliant, right? Is actually much better than FC. It's much more true to football. But you play against these losers that are afraid to actually play football, that do these automatic skill moves where they just have to flick the stick because they have Smart Assist on, right? That do all this nonsense because they're not good enough to actually play the game. You're in. What a ball. Red card. No Smart Assist, boys. What do you notice about that? No Smart Assist. Think about if nobody used Smart Assist, how much better this game would be. Still needing fixes, but just much better. Goal. No Smart Assist needed, ladies and gentlemen. Diego Forlan, free kick goal. Look at this beaut. That's one of the things I've always said. The corners and free kicks, I've said since day one. Any game should copy their corner kicks and free kicks because they're much better than any other football game. Much more realistic. What the? Much better than any other football game, much more realistic. So can you imagine creating something that could be as good as eFootball and totally ruining it with the stuff they did? I mean, just watching this, though, the pace of the game, the realism in the game and stuff, I mean, nobody in their right mind would ever play UFL over eFootball, right? Which is why I know for a fact the only players that are playing UFL are the players that can't compete in eFootball. Or maybe they just hate Smart Assist so much. Something like that. But it's not because nobody's going to sit there and say, oh, the football's better. Look at this. Oh! I'm so rusty, man. Ah, good. Come on. Good. Ah, why didn't he run? Silvestre is an attacking wingback. Yeah, but why would they even have it in the game? Why wouldn't they just take it out right away? Why did they have to filter it? Why isn't he jumping for that header? Ah. Oh my god. I didn't even realize I have it on. Oh my god. I can't remember the last time I played. I guess I had turned it on. See, I'm sitting here thinking. Now, I've only scored from a free kick, luckily, so it doesn't matter, but I'm going to go turn it off. I thought I had it off. That's hilarious. So, this whole time I had this shit on, and I can't kick it out of bounds. If this doesn't show you how fucked this game is, all right. And I can't even run out of bounds to turn it off, guys. Smart Assist won't let me. Smart Assist won't let me. I forgot I played that Division 1 player that used it and I turned it on. That was like 3 weeks ago, so I couldn't even remember. Go figure, dude. So you have to make it null and void everything in the first half. That's hilarious. I thought it was off because I hadn't seen that up to that point. All right, here we go. So at least it's a good. We can watch it without Smart Assist second half versus my opponent who has it on. All right, I have to go back in and then do it. Yeah, there's no way unless they totally change up their defensive system, make the game better for grinders to get the top players. Like eFootball could be a great game if they had a different development company, but with the way Konami is, unless they have a total change in their structure, I don't know, someone takes over the way it's ran or something. I don't see eFootball reaching its full potential. I see them sitting in deep second place to goals. All you have to do is compete in PvP once, twice, several times, and you would see why it's so much more of a fun game. But because they do the superstars and the legendary players so well, and they have that true to football feel, in my opinion, eFootball will always have a chance to be a top football game. All right, no Smart Assist on now. Great ball. Why did he go that way? What the I did the wrong skill move. I'm actually liking the feel of this better now. Look at this. No Smart Assist needed, and it's much better because... Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's where goals. That's why I talk about goals. They have to create a system. That's where Konami didn't think ahead. That's why goals went for non-licenses, because it creates a unique situation where you're going for different players that only your team has, so there's no mirror matches, there's no going for the same players over and over, right? And there's no unfair advantage. There's no unfair advantage to players who spend money. Yeah, you can get you're going to be able to buy some packs, but it's going to be limited, just like it was in the alpha, right? And grinders are going to be able to earn good players too. But guys, notice I'm doing much better without Smart Assist on. Notice the dominance now because everything's what I want, which I didn't even notice I had it for a while, but you see the differences in passes going where I want. AI is not intervening. You see the ability to play football, which is why this is the only game even worth talking about with competition to goals. The rest of the games, if you're serious about playing good football, you're never going to play the rest of the games. Let's just be completely honest, okay? Flick it on. Oh, there it is. What a tackle. See what I mean? The true life football in this, it's ridiculously... Oh, terrible ball, though. It's ridiculous. Yeah, their business model looks amazing, by the way. The way they showed that they're going to do it with limited packs and everything, it looks great. It looks great. It truly does. Look, that's my AI making that run there. The way that you can do that shit, it's so dumb. Oh, wrong player. I didn't want that player to come up. And then that cross could have screwed me if he did it better. But that's eFootball for you. These players that are so bad that that's all they can hope for is one good cross, it's hilarious. Look it. You're in for Len. What the hell? All right, come on, another free kick. Give me a lefty. Give me a lefty, guys. I gotta check something real quick. All right. All right, we're going to try to curl it in this way. Let's see if I can do it. Another free kick goal from Forlan? I think maybe. Oh, too much. Close. Goal. Get in. Oh, what? But you guys see why I give this game at least its fair chance, right? You can see the true football feel to it. It's just all the BS on top of it. Oh my god. This player's just getting his ass whooped. But that's the shitty part, is that at the end of it, all it takes is maybe one cross or one smart assisted play, and he'll have a chance. That was dumb of him. Good D. Good. Ah, terrible layoff. What? And the fact that he got that shot off was hilarious. Like, that smart assist kills the game, man. It really does. It really does. That was crazy, guys. My Patrick Vieira does good to get the ball there, and then I'm going to request a pause. Good. Goal. Get in. Will you freaking get in the net, please? Oh, my God. Guys. Oh, that was my fault, though. I double tapped O like a dummy. Anybody I would maybe want to sub? Let's get Van de Ven in there and move him here. Let's get Hindo in here for Declan. Move him DMF. Nobody's down. Okay. Substitutes. I'll even go Rodri for Vieira. Rodri's actually a beast. And Xerxes for Rude. Alright, let's play. The goal is to get these 100 points from events and then do one 10-player spin with the points I have available for that Pele Zola. But yeah, there's no ability for grinders in this game, which I can't stand. Oh no, Zerx. Read it perfectly. Great tackle. Uh-oh. Oh my god, this game, dude. Can you imagine how much bullshit it would have been if he tied that there? Nice little move there. I added that Marseille turn, which is absolutely broken if you use it right. Oh, how did he do that? How did he save that? There's way too much BS on top of what could easily be a phenomenal game, Kielma, the rapper says, and he's 100% right. There's way too much BS on top of what could be a phenomenal game, and that's 100% accurate. %100% accurate. Eat that, mother trucker. Alright, 1-0 win off of Diego Forlan free kick. At least there was no smart assist goals. But yeah, when I try to play this game right now with smart assist, kudos to the players who can compete and win without it and can take their losses to the smart assist users without blowing their top, because for me, I can't do it. They just piss me off. You see the good football that can be played, but it's just totally ruined with smart assists. And it gets to the point where I'm like, clearly all these losers want to do is win, even if they're not earning it. So I try to end up ruining that for them, but it all ruins the experience to play anyways. It just totally kills PvP. And that's where, again, the way that goals did the alpha, the way it looks like they're going to add in the ability so you can put your money in and get coins or whatever they call it. They have points, which is in-game currency, then coins, no different than other football games, but limiting the packs that you can purchase and also making rewards grindable so that the players who just want to play the game a lot can get rewarded no differently than a player who wants to swipe their credit card. Every other game is so greedy, they make it to where grinders can't get rewarded like that. So you have no choice if you want the top players like in eFootball. You have no choice but to spend your money, right? Those are the areas where eFootball falls short. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, so there we go. So we have one more game. So there's 50 points right there. So that gets me close, but no cigar, to being able to buy One 10-player spin. Now remember, if you look at these points, because I haven't been playing, you, all this is for one 10-player spin. One 10-player spin. If you look at this pack, this new Pele pack, remember, for one, I already have a Pele, okay? But this one's, I guess, better. It is overall a little bit better. They did it a little bit more because that other Pele's broken too. The fact that they added another Pele on top of it when it's so expensive to get these players, another huge issue. I mean, the insults that Konami throws at you with this stuff. Look at this Pele here. Absolute monster if you know how they look once they're upgraded. He's an absolute monster. But they created him like that, as well as releasing him with players like Gerd Mueller and Zola, because you already have a Pele that's an absolute beast, right? This Pele is an absolute monster already. This one's a deep lying forward, the other one's a creative playmaker. So they restrict these players, they make their stats how they are, so they have room to entice you to keep buying newer versions of the player. It's no different than what FC does. That's why having no licenses, the ability to create your own legendary players, play them in a variety of positions. So maybe you have a starting winger for a while and you get a better winger, but that starting winger can become either a winger on the other side or a cam or a striker. Like, it's up to how you read the stats. Me and Kioma in goals could have the exact same player with the same stats, and he decides to put that player at, I don't know, CM or attacking mid, and I decide to put that player at right wing, right? Because their weak foot is rated. Everything's rated, so it's only the stats. There's no hindrance, and no two players are alike. You just have your own ability to read stats and determine where to play the player. There's no penalty because that player's out of position. As long as they have it highlighted, every player can play several positions, besides keeper, obviously. And then you literally have no restrictions. They've already improved the attacking AI, which was lacking in the alpha, so that's pure football. There's none of this other nonsense that hold it back. You know what I mean? All right, so we have one more game to play, and then I don't even know if I'm going to keep playing only airs. Like, I'm not sold on playing this game at all because of these reasons. Like, every time I've tried to play eFootball, this is my personal experience. I know there's some, like my boy Kami. He's reaching Division 1, and from what I know, it's without Smart Assist. I'm 99% sure. I'm 99.9, but just in case I'm wrong, but from what I know, without Smart Assist. Nick runs the foot market, but every time, at least like Nick, like Kami seems to keep his cool, doesn't seem to get upset. Kudos to those players. But for myself, and I feel like I'm representing a lot of players, it just becomes pointless with Smart Assist. Even when you're trying to play another player, let's say you end up on top, the amount of BS you have to deal with in each of these games because of that nonsense, it ruins the game. All the good stuff that you experience is overshadowed. That's at least my take on it. You know? So how come only airs? Is that because you don't like playing PvP right now? I talked about in my Discord hosting a tournament, but we'll see. We'll see if players are interested. The only thing that sucks about that is, like, realistically, to enjoy this game, not everyone's going to be on every time people want to play. And to enjoy the full fruits of the game with divisions and events, and then having somewhere to climb, and like, you either would have to create your own league and your own tournaments that everyone's always playing, or it's kind of a tease, right? If you can play a tournament within you and your community and it's great, but then outside of that the game sucks, it's kind of a tease, because then the game won't be as enjoyable when you're not playing with everybody, you know? All right, so one more event game. There's a team for this. We went Netherlands, another free-to-play opponent. Rude back in the mix. This time we have Cruyff and Hullett. It's just so crazy that now this opponent could be a grinder. Maybe not, but let's just say he played 10 times more games than me. This is the team he would have. Whereas if you put money in, this is the team you get. Grinders should have the ability. I'm not saying this player is, but that's what it would look like. Grinders have 0% chance of getting the very best players. You earn pennies to the dollar as it relates to coins in eFootball for grinding the game. Pennies on the dollar. The 2 games you're seeing me play, this is the only 100 points you can earn from playing the game. It's a complete joke. It's a complete and utter joke. Alright, so now there's no foot smart assist on. We'll see if the opponent has it, and it will be interesting to see how that equals out the game if he does. But yeah, in my humble opinion, after this year, many players are going to be done with FC. Just completely done. Like, people have lost hope. No one's going to get hype. I mean, I really can't see what EA Sports could do to sucker players in again. I really don't. And so I believe it's going to come down to goals and eFootball, which is interesting because eFootball is such a unique experience, right, to every other game. Like, even goals, feeling wise, is closer to FC and UFL. What the hell? So it'll be interesting to see if enough players would leave that usual feeling to play a game like eFootball. Even if they did get rid of Smart Assist, that's what we'd have to see. Whoa, I thought I had that. You're in. You're in. You're in. Ah, silly skill move, and then he went right into me. I believe he's got smart assist on. I'm almost positive. The way the ball's rolling by my players. Whoa, what's these goofy runs they're doing? Get it. Oh, one little delay ruined it. Yeah, he's got smart assist on for sure. Yep, smart assist. See what I mean? See, so watch this. Just because this game's such a joke, I'm going to show you the difference. I could care less. This is what a player can do. Now remember, I don't play this game for this reason. This is all I have to do. This player's got smart assist on, so now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it on and go to attacking and start doing the same thing. I'm just going to hammer through balls the whole time until I finally get one that goes through. This is a joke. Even just the fact that I have the ability to match this loser and that this loser has the ability to have smart assist on and do this shit. I mean, imagine on mine if I could have just had these automatic skill moves when I would have had the chance. Look at this, just to play. I mean, look at how the game changes. Look at this. Does this look anything like the last game where at least I had smart assist off? The delay, it's just tackle back, delay, trash like that over and over and over. Just a complete joke. All this stuff you're seeing is from smart assist. Look at this. Perfect balls, perfect crosses, goal. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Until goals comes out, because of this shit right here. Now, my defender would not win that if I didn't have smart assist on. That's the funny part. Ah, I should have known better with the delay in this stupid shit. Look at this. Perfect passes each time. Look at this. Perfect passes. Look at this joke. Look at this joke. Look at this joke. The fact that I can even do this, if this doesn't show you how big of a joke this is, if this doesn't show you how big of a joke this game is, then I don't know what will. But that's the difference. And this is what most players end up doing. A vast majority. They'll play some loser that has Smart Assist on. These losers who grind the game and don't get rewarded, a lot of them use Smart Assist as a crutch, which is a joke because they're punishing the players, not Konami. And then the games turn into this. This game can never succeed. This is where goals will beat out eFootball. Despite eFootball having that better true to football feel, the overall football experience, the overall way that goals operates, because they have competent devs, will always beat out eFootball. That's just the truth. Look at this. I don't even know what that was. I like ran through his player. Like, Smart Assist ruins everything. Perfect passes every single time. All I have to do is flick my right stick, and then I get a perfect shot, or almost perfect. It's such a joke, guys. I mean, these passes turn perfect. Now, it's funny because that first game, when my opponent... The first game I felt better, more free without Smart Assist on. But maybe my opponent didn't have it, I don't know. But this game... It's so obvious. It's so obvious. I mean, all the tackle backs, all the nonsense, like it just feels, it's just sloppy. Oh, I got to run with him. Look, my player wouldn't run with him. Of course. That was so stupid. Look how Van Dijk just stops, too. I mean, that was just bad defense by me, but I don't know why Van Dijk couldn't run back faster. That was just complete terrible. Look, it's going to be a perfect ball. Look at that. I mean, this game is so pointless, it's not even funny. Look at it. It's just been tacklebacks over and over and over. Yeah, it's Smart Assist. That's what I mean. Same way I got through there. It's a complete joke. So kudos to the players who can deal with this nonsense and keep enjoying it. But what's the point of playing a game that's like this? What's the point in playing a game with this development company? It's always going to be garbage. Period. These type of losers that play Smart Assist ruin the game. It takes away any point in putting in the time to get better, to work on the game, to do anything. It's a complete joke. Look at this. I mean, that is complete garbage. I did a Hail Mary cross when the ball was going out of bounds. Look at this. He won't even... It's a complete joke, guys. And the fact that I have the ability to do this, I mean, I don't even want to put in the time to try to work on getting better, because players could just do what I'm doing right here. Or what this... I should say what this loser did, because at least I had Smart Assist off to begin with. But the fact that losers like this play with it on from the start, it's a complete joke. So playing this game in itself is a complete waste of time. Is a complete waste of time. How could you argue otherwise? How is he even able to get that shot off? Go back and rewind that and look where my defenders are. It just renders the game useless. Watch this. He just received the ball and shot it through two defenders. Look at Hullet. Out wide. Yep, and now you're in because the Smart Assist. He can't catch up. Perfect cross. Goal. Ellens, I don't think they will, man. But as good as this football game could be, it drives me crazy, guys. But this is why I had to show it, because it's the only game worthy to at least dig into to see why it's so broken. FC and UFL, it's obvious. Unless you're in total denial. Look at that. Right through his defender. Because of smart assist. Right through his defender. The fact that players can do this. Like, you have to force yourself to actually play good football in this game against all these players using this shit. And it renders it pointless. I don't even want to be in a community with players that do this shit. You know what I mean? It's just sad, guys. It's sad because underneath it all, this could be amazing. These guys could easily take over football with how amazing this game is. And they just refuse to actually stop the greediness, because that's what it all comes down to. It's greed. I took one hesitation. That was actually on me, not the AI. That was me as well. That was AI. Boom. Look, tacklebacks all day. Oh. I noticed there's more delay with smart assist. I feel like it's weird. I feel like, oh my god, see, I do that dumb shit. Come on, Rude. Yes, that's okay. See, there it is again, the delay every time. Look at that, right by my defender. Look at that. Oh my god, it just literally lets the ball go. It lets it go to the players. That's insanity to me. It lets the ball go through with smart. It's crazy, dude. Look at that. Perfect pass, goal. It's just so sad, guys. I have to have the ability to do that. Like, every player, a lot of players can see what I'm doing, but you have to have the ability. That's where the skill comes into these games, to pull off what I just pulled off. The minute you let players have AI choosing these things for you, you ruin the entire game, because that's where the skill comes in. Do you know how many managers have the ability to think things through better than the players that actually are professionals? A lot. But they don't have the ability to do it themselves, whether it's physical incapabilities or they can't think quick enough out on the pitch themselves, whatever it is. The ability to do the things that you're thinking. Like, I know, like, look, I know this is what I want. Up, back, through, again, and through the middle now. You gave it back. But I know I want to do that, but see, I didn't pull it off, and so I shouldn't be rewarded. Smart Assist rewards you for things that you may not be able to do. It ruins the whole game. And if you can't do it, you have to put in the work to get better at being able to do it. That's the joy of the game. Smart Assist, in the way, even the defensive system, it's a joke. And then the fact that your defenders are so negatively affected when Smart Assist is on, it's complete trash. So it ruins the whole point in the game. It ruins the whole point. Even if you're able to compete and get to, let's say, Division 1 against Smart Assist players, you don't know how many games you played that you tied or lost that you would have won without it. You know, it ruins PvP, because even when you beat these players, you're beating the computer. You're not even beating the other player anymore. It totally just ruins PvP, which is obviously the most fun part. Otherwise, everybody would just play versus AI, would be playing career mode, you know? Nobody wants to play against the computer. The fun in these games is playing PvP. There you go. Smart Assist victory. Yay. It's just totally a joke, man. All right, so this is all I played for to do this one thing. And this is what it is for a lot of people. Now, I want you to notice if I finish the events, if I finish these events, look what I get. A bunch of nonsense, right? That's versus AI. This is PvP. So besides the 50 coins, 4 position upgrades. I don't need any position upgrades, but even if I did, the fact that that's all you get and then you're done for the week, guys. That's it for events. Then all you have is grinding divisions. And to get nothing. People are talking about how bad the rewards are in FC, and they're 1,000 times better than eFootball. And yes, eFootball overall as a football game is better than FC and especially UFL. But all of these games are poison in so many different ways. I'm telling you, every single area, goals has beat these guys out. I couldn't wait every week in the goals alpha for the rewards to come out. Why? Not because all of a sudden I'd get a ton of points to go buy all these packs. No, because I could upgrade a ton of my players. And the way their upgrade system works, right? Each player has a random number of upgrades, and then each upgrade boosts a random stat. So it's just like players in your academy. Some are obviously going to be superstars, and you just have to get them there. Other ones come out of nowhere and become superstars, or even just role players, and you didn't expect it. And that's what the rewards in goals is all about. So it has a purpose, and it's within developing your own team, and it doesn't mean giving you all these crazy players or giving you the chance to go buy all these crazy players, right? It's a system that stays true to football, that keeps the game in a healthy state, and then it's fun. It gives you something to play for. The more XP you get, the quicker you can upgrade players, and then you have to decide if you want to spend your points on upgrading players or not, or save it up to eventually get packs or whatever else. It's brilliant, guys. These other games, it's all pointless. The whole reason these games exist, as far as these development companies are concerned, is to get as much money out of you guys as they can. Just think about that. If you were able to play goals right now, you would be looking forward to playing the game, getting XP to upgrade your players. And then that's where you get even better players from. And there's no two players alike. So when you get a superstar player that was built by your upgrades that you chose to upgrade, that's your player. Nobody else in the entire world has that player. No mirror matches, right? Each player is going to play based on what fits the players that they have, the positions of the players they have, and so on and so forth. And the rewards are great, and you're excited to get them, but for more healthy reasons, where all that matters in eFootball, let's be honest, the most fun part, right? Who are the new players? How much money am I going to put in? How quickly can I get these players? Are they going to break my bank, or can I go get players? Oh my gosh, maybe I'll get another Pele to replace the one I have, or a Gerd Mueller to replace the Ibra I have, or the Romario that I have, or you know what I mean? It's just complete trash. I mean, technically speaking, guys, and Phil is in this same boat, I know, and a lot of players are. Technically speaking, a long time ago, we all had squads that were incredible, that other players would die to get. But we're the type of players that eFootball wants. And there's some of us that are low level that only are in division whatever because of Smart Assist, and that will spend all the money like this, like have teams like I have. But they only spend that money because Smart Assist got them to a level where they feel like, oh, I got to have these players. That's why Konami sold their soul to the devil. So those lower level losers will buy players like this. But even the fact that guys like me and Phil are spending our money to get players like this, it's like, yes, they are great to use in game. They're better than any other game. But it's not fun after a while. It's not fun, guys. I have nothing else to look forward to, technically. I mean, look at my team. Look at my bench, guys. It's a complete joke. It's almost like we're all searching for joy that we used to get in football games through the gameplay. We're all now trying to replace that with the joy or like the excitement when you pack new players. And that works into the development company's favor because they produce these shit games that aren't fun. And then where we do have fun, it's where we're giving them our money. That's a complete joke if you think about it. The highlights of these games are going in here, right? And doing this. It's completely crazy. It just doesn't make any sense, but I don't know, man. So it looks like a total bust for me. All that work and look what I get. Now, what would happen typically? What happened before when I was trying to give this game a go despite Smart Assist? Right? I would go put in 20, 50, $100, whatever it is, just like I did for a Mario, to go keep getting players. I would go straight to here and start putting in money. You put in $50 and then you don't get the player you want, so you say, oh, well, I'm already deep now, I'm going to put in another 20. That didn't work. All right, another 30. Next thing you know, you're in 100, 150, 200 every single week if you can afford it. So there's just nothing. It's an empty feeling at the end of it, which is why I love goals so much. Now, yes, goals absolutely has to fix the broken stuff in their game, right? That sort of toxic feel that was created towards the end. And it's funny because some players won't get it. There's that really nice content creator. He's an English fellow named Tall Tom. And I was like, this rat loser. And he was the nicest guy and probably didn't even realize what he was doing, or at least acted like he didn't. But it started to be this trend where it became like a thing to, oh, well, it's in the game, so I'm going to use over-the-top through balls only. I'm going to use zigzag dribbling. I'm going to use crosses because they're so easy to score. And it was like, oh, well, I'm just trying to show the devs what's broken. And in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that goals, because the alpha was going so good and everyone was enjoying it, planned on keeping that alpha out to keep collecting raw data. Players were loving the game, but it took this turn into the toxic level where players like almost had an excuse to use the broken stuff. Now, I could be wrong. Even if they did plan it, they didn't plan on keeping the alpha out as long as they did, but it was going so well. But when it took that turn, goals did a great thing by pulling the game at that point to preserve like the excitement, to preserve the positive, not let that cancer spread. As long as they're behind the scenes getting rid of that kind of stuff that led to that, we are going to have the best game in goals. It would be equivalent to if Smart Assist came out and Konami realized, oh my goodness, not only newcomers are using this, look, D1 players. And now we all know they did it for greed, but let's just pretend they didn't. The minute they noticed more seasoned players were abusing Smart Assist to get higher ranks instead of just newcomers using it, they should have pulled the plug on Smart Assist, or at least removed it from divisions and kept it only in events where it didn't matter because you could play over and over, or at least mattered less. But they didn't pull the plug. They should have pulled the plug. So if goals pull the plug, and now for the beta they're working on making headers less powerful, doing something about over-the-top through balls and their potency, doing something about the zigzag dribbling, the tackle backs, right? They did good on the bounce backs, which are when if I pass at your defender and then you don't get rewarded, it bounces off of you and comes to me, and now I'm in a more favorable spot after a bad pass. That's bad. You shouldn't get rewarded for a bad pass. So even though it's not true to football, right, because the ball doesn't stick to the defender's foot when you play a bad pass, it works better for football games. So goals did good there, but they need to make almost like a stumble effect or a freeze on the defender after you make a bad pass or dribble into the defender, so you can't just run back into the player that stole the ball and get it back, right? So if goals is working on stuff like that, then the rat nonsense, the only negative that hurt the game towards the end, will be totally gone, right? So there's a reason why players like Nick are playing freaking games like tennis. And by the way, I played Marvel Rivals because of Nick. Then I went my own route and played this boxing game that was pretty fun. while I'm working on, not working on, but while I'm patiently or impatiently waiting for goals, I might try this tennis, bro. Tell me this doesn't look pretty sick. But I just can't keep playing these football games that I know in my mind are not healthy, that are not going in the right direction, right? There's no way I could keep playing eFootball when the only fun I have is packing new players that isn't even really fun. It's like a coping mechanism. It's like a way to get the fun that I want to have playing the game in another route. But all that is doing is playing into Konami's hands. Right? So I don't know, man. Let me see if this tennis game is free, by the way. Found a hack to get the players. Yeah, Phil, but I just don't see myself playing. The hell is this? What was that? Jinky Force? What is that? Madden 26 Jinky Force. Interesting. Call of Duty. Black Ops 7. See what we got here. Yakuza Dark Ties. This is the game Nick was playing right here. Premium members get this. You got pool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Kiyoma's a standard player for sure. Look at, they got cricket even. $60 for cricket? Who would pay? This must be a popular game in India, bro. Let's watch this video. Dude, looks pretty realistic, doesn't it? Should I learn how to play cricket, guys? Where's my Indian community at, bro? My New Zealand and all those guys. The newest cricket content creator. What do you guys think? Should I learn cricket? Bro, this must be super popular over there, right? Yeah, Kioma, they're doing that so they can keep selling players. It's same with UFL. They go in these dead-end routes where all they can do is re-release players over and over, and that's why goals, guys, think about it. Licensed players have certain levels, okay? You can't, and that's the details on this is in my newest video, so you can watch that for more, but to have a true upgrade system, you have to have made-up players. And Goals created an ingenious plan. No two players in the whole world that are ever created are alike. They have a specific AI-generated system with players. So no two players are alike. They all look different. They all have a variety of different characteristics. They even give you a little tidbit so you know their personality that ties to some of their stats, right? Their strengths and weaknesses. It's brilliant. And so your team is your team when you play Goals. You read the stats and decide, is he or she a cam, a striker, a winger, a left or a wing back, a center back? Somebody might use a player as a striker that you determine is the best left back because they have great speed and great defense. And they also have decent shooting. But another player likes them up top based on the players they have, where you might use them as like a right back, right? They don't limit you. It's like having real players and you read the stats and you determine it. When you determine which players to upgrade, you give yourself a chance to create superstars. And you're going to have your duds and you're going to have the ones that make it. Just like a true academy system. They found a way to tie in true team building into Goals. And you can't do that with licensed players because everyone would go after the top-rated Mbappe and Haaland. And that's why everyone loved the upgrade system in UFL, but it dead-ended because they still had these top players, and then they didn't have the retirement system that Goals ingeniously came up with, and so it dead-ended. Everyone had maxed out teams at 91 was the highest you could get with the upgrade system in UFL. And look what happened. Within a year, the system crashed. eFootball is on that route. They're only getting away with what they're doing right now because they release cards over and over and over, and they come up with these new broken Showtime skills or new roles, or they give players different roles in a little bit bigger stats, and you can go over 100 rated. But make no mistake, eFootball dead-ended a long time ago. The minute you start buying the same player 2, 3, 4, 5 times, within a year, by the way, the game's broken, guys. Every year, look at FC. There's 7 Mbappes, 10 Hullets, 10, you know what I mean? 4 R9s, 5 Vieiras. Even the most sought-after players have several different versions. Let's say you were lucky enough to pack Patrick Vieira. Within a few weeks, even Patrick Vieira, the most sought-after defensive mid in the game, has a better version out there. Nothing sacred, you know? It's just crazy. Yeah, like going the non-licensed route is the way to go. Guys, that cricket looked good, but this is the game Nick's playing. $15. And it looks fun, dude. Does it not? Shout out to Nick, bro. Nick runs a full market as. I mean, I know he's got a community. Shout out to his community, too, because this game looks like it could be fun as shit. Signature moves. I love these racing games, but I heard you actually have to have like a racing wheel and stuff to make it really fun. Wimbledon, nice. Guys, which one's better? Official game of the ATP and WTA, but then this, oh, they have competing games. 2K made a tennis game. Wait, there's 3 games. And they all have true players. Which one's Nick playing? Dude, I don't know which one looks the best. What do you guys think? How do they have 3 tennis games, guys? Let's check what's Nick playing.
If you were a Culver sandwich.
Dude, they all look great, don't they? Shout out to Nick for finding great games, though, because that Marvel Rivals is pretty fun, too. But what's he playing? Let's see which one. Top Spin. He's playing Top Spin. He even played 2K26. That's how dead these games have been. So Top Spin. So there's Tennis Tour 2. Top Spin's the 2K game. Also $15. And this one's 50. 70% off. This one's only 20 originally. This one's 50. Let's see what Top Spin looks like. Let's research this real quick. Best console tennis game 2026. Well, it doesn't really tell you. There's 5 tennis games? What the hell? Damn, I wonder what. Wonder if it would be worth getting and trying. Bowling would probably be fun as shit too, though, dude. None of these are free, though. Knock or Undisputed is free. I'll show you guys this one. I can't win a fight to save my life, though, dude. This game is free to download if you guys like enjoy the sweet science. See if I can win a fight. For tennis? Nice, Phil. Shout out to Phil, bro. Big dono from Big Phil, dude. Should we do it though, or should we play? Check out this game, Phil. You should download this, by the way, bro. It's free. Or wait, do you have a PlayStation Plus, Phil? Look at this, 0-6, bro. I'm just getting my ass kicked. Now they do have a pretty cool career mode, but let's go online. 0-6, just getting whooped. But they have all the great licenses. They just didn't. Remember Fight Night? They did well with like the counter punches felt satisfying, and like the controls just felt more realistic. I feel like nowadays these games go after the graphics and the licenses, and all the tattoos have to be right, and then they sacrifice gameplay. Like Fight Night, I think they're coming out with a new Fight Night finally though. But all right, so I'm Sugar Ray Robinson, legendary, versus Sugar Ray Leonard. So two legendary fighters. They did great there, but watch the actual fighting. They made power punches too much. They didn't give enough credit to jabs. Like, I don't know how much you guys know about boxing, but the sweet science isn't rewarded like it should be. I'm in the white with black. Like, nice body shot. Oh, I'm smoking him. Oh, oh, oh! Holy shit. He only knows how to go after power shots. Oh, crap. See, it's only power shots. That's all he wants to go after. It's not, see, like, this guy doesn't, it's not boxing, you know? Like, I would never lead with a hook if I wasn't playing this game. Nice shot. Hell yeah. Oh, so you did a career mode? It's pretty fun, dude. But they just made power shots. Like, that's all people go for. That's all, like, that's all this dude's going for. Boom! He walks into everything, bro. Another good body shot. Look, I'm smoking his body. Boom. 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 Watch this body hook. Boom. 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 Body. Oh, nope. Body. Nope. Boom. Boom. Oh, all day, bro. Oh, there it is. He rocked. Oh, no. I got him shook. Boom. He's rocked again. He's on the verge. Boom. Boom. Oh, no. I'm going for the knockout too much. See how it's all power shots over and over? Still pretty fun, though. Body uppercut. All right. I'm going to go right hook, left uppercut.
I need you to focus on what you're doing. You don't want to lose this fight, do you? Come on, you've let him back into this. You're better than this kid.
Oh, it didn't. Hold on. I got to learn how to do it. Boom. 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 Damn it. I'm missing the uppercut part. Boom. I didn't even go uppercut or body. I can't get the other. Keep walking into me. Boom. Body. Oh, I didn't slip it. Boom. Oh. Boom. 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 Rocking this dude, bro. I might get my first online win unless he can get me. Oh, that's what I can't do, see? And then see that he didn't even catch me clean. It's just like the hitbox on this. Boom. Oh, I went for too much. He doesn't know how to close the ring down. Boom, boom. Look at that body. Boom, boom. Boom. Dude, how much is it going to take to knock this piece of crap out?
Okay, focus. Big deep breath. Calm yourself down.
Gotta be destroying him every round, I think.
Breathe. I need you to go back out there. I need to win this round, okay?
Says I'm down by a round? What? How could I be down? How am I down? Am I watching the same fight? It's like you just have to button mash. This is the only round I felt like I've lost so far. Ah. See, once I read that score, I stopped boxing. Definitely lost that round.
Okay, now you're letting back into the fight that round. That's
So
his round.
I'm trying to go for the power body shot, then I can't get the uppercut part. There we go. Come on, get your stamina up. Get his body. Damn it. Feel like I'm delayed like a bitch too, huh? Damn, bro. It's stupid. Once I saw that the score of the fight, I started fighting like a dummy. Oh yeah, I'm delayed like a motherfucker. Damn. I can't block quick enough. Dude, I'm so delayed on my throws too. It's just done now. Boom. Boom. I'm toast. I have no energy left too. It just doesn't feel. I'd rather play tennis, bro. I suck.
That's a terrible round, that is. Come on, you've let
It gave me the round before that, which is hilarious. I can't do shit, dude. I'm so delayed, it's not even funny. Look at how delayed I am, dude. I can't throw anything on time. I'm just going for the knockout now. Boom! That's a fight, boys. Yeah, just not, there's no sweet science in it. It's just not a... Like I can't double jab. It's so delayed. I can't... There we go. See? Okay, hold on. Right to body, then left. It's just so delayed. Fight Night felt much more smooth. Oh yeah, I'm not pressing L2. Fuck. Yeah, the stamina is so dumb, bro. The stamina makes no sense. Think about a jab, bro. You never get so tired that you can't throw, like, jabs keep coming, especially with these lighter weight guys. It's just not... I saw the terrible reviews for it, but I guess that's why it's free on PlayStation. I thought this game was going to be a sick game, too. And then I forgot it even came out. No one covered it. But look how the stamina goes away. It's crazy, bro. With all the work they put into the licenses and stuff, this game should have way more people playing, but you can. It's like, it's not boxing. I thought there was going to be a ton of content for this game, but... That's the game. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like actual fighting, man. It just, I don't know. Everything's... You know, sweet, like in Fight Night, you'd have that player whoosh, scoop back and then bam, you'd hit him with an immediate response. There's none of those satisfying feelings, but I don't know. I look for certain, like, let me look at the beginning rounds. Yeah, like those beginning rounds, that's insane. All he did was go for a couple power shots at the beginning. Then, once he got those power shots to my body and took my stamina, he started fighting. Dumbest thing in the world. But I mean, it's not like that's a secret. It's like, I don't know. It sucks, man, because I had a lot of hope for this game, but if But fighting games are tough because UFC is way better than Undisputed. But even that, let's see. I think that used to be free. Let's see if it's free. I think I got rid of my EA thing though. But even that has some downfalls to it. Like the skill to be good. The reason why, if you watch all those videos, Undisputed crashed out is the the skill to be good in Undisputed isn't actually boxing. So people are like, bro, you guys went through all this trouble to make these licenses exactly how the fighters look and everything, which you did great at. But then your mechanics are so awful that why do you care if you got this super realistic Sugar Ray Leonard if you can't box like Sugar Ray Leonard? Or this super realistic Mike Tyson if you can't box? Bro, the the way that those guys fight, they're volume punchers, those smaller guys. You didn't see one flurry in that whole fight that actually looked like Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard. It's now $10. Ultimate Fight Club. But it takes a lot. See, if I subscribe to EA Play, see, I dropped out of my EA Play. Mike Tyson's in this, but not. That's why he's not in Undisputed, because he's in UFC. He's not even in his own sport. He's in UFC. I'm thinking tennis, guys. What do you think? Phil, what have you been playing? All right, let me look. Let me get this real quick. Man, that would be awesome if Undisputed was fun to play, but if it's not real boxing, then I don't even want to do a career mode, just going for knockouts the whole time. But tennis is fun. Damn, I wish they had volleyball. I'm not even, no cap, I wish they had volleyball. Yeah, Marvel Rivals was fun too, yeah. But it's just not a sport, you know? It's just not a... Alright, shout out Big Phil. Throwing in the 8. So I guess let's go with tennis, man. Let's check tennis out. But I don't know, Nick's playing that other game. Should we play? Let me look it up. Right, exactly. Best. Best tennis game, top spin, top spin. High quality, modern roster, and engaging gameplay, making it a strong successor to the classic Top Spin 4. Alright, guys, let's check it out. We got to get it. Let's go for it. 2K26. There's no way. Alright, let's see what all this hype is about. What other good games are there? Anything? These are the popular games now. Bowling does look fun. I feel like that could get boring pretty quick though. Snooker. Big Bash Boom. Cricket. I wish I knew how to play cricket, bro. I'd mess with some cricket. I have no idea how to play cricket, though. Let's see what we have here. Alright, let me pull this up so. Let's read this. Let's read what options they have. Under the Lights pack, New Wave, Rookie Rise pack, All Access, Top Spin, Under the Lights, New Wave. I want to read what's available in this game. Let's look at the coverage. We gotta go deeper for this. Alright, let's see what they say about this. IGN, I don't want that. Is there any, like, 472K? Look at this, the best top spin player. Let's watch this.
Go up against none other than a number one in the world. The amount of points that he has right now, pretty much 4,500, is 900 more points than second place. That is absolutely absurd. But that's not like the crazy part. Look at his record right here. 666 wins and only 5 losses. More than a 99% win rate. The amount of service games that he's won, 97% of them, and 90% of return games. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, I just played up against him, and we'll see how I did. Oh, man. Number one in the world. This dude has less losses than me in 600 more matches. That is crazy.
And without further ado,
I've never played against this man. I don't know what his playstyle is, but we're just gonna try our best and see what we can do.
Looks pretty badass.
He has easily a 99% win rate. I think that's unbelievable. 99.5 or something. 99.7. Okay, these returns are ridiculous. Not a good start. Love 30. There we go.
15
On the board. Gotta keep him moving.
Dude, what do you think, Phil? This looks actually pretty dope.
That's nice. How does he get to that?
It's sad, though, man, that with all the football games that are available, I want to bring this up. And then I think this is what I'm going to play, but the way I'm going to do it is come back, I'm going to go eat some lunch and stuff and start a different stream. And I want to stay on point to end this off. The fact that football players are going to different games, guys, this usually happens. Right now it's February, mid-February. We're not even at March yet. The next game doesn't come out till September. We're not even halfway through the football gaming cycle yet. I want you to think about that in regards to past football games. We're not even halfway through the football gaming cycle yet, and already you got a million rant videos saying FC's dead. You got a million with eFootball complaining about Smart Assist and just how terrible that game is. You got diehard players for these games that are done. Top creators that are bitching about the game even when they're making a ton of money. And that's why I always say, like, if you just enjoy the sport for the love of it, playing, that's what you're doing. You're playing for fun. But the players that are using exploits and playing all this shit, the fact that even the top players in the world that make money can't even stand these games, the rats are more pathetic than ever. But you guys got to understand how sad it is that we're all in this state right now. You would think that even these rat players would recognize, like, okay, this shit's getting out of hand. I'm going to go back and just play for fun. But it never happens. It feels like every year we get closer and closer to the initial releases of these games. August, September-ish, right? And the games are dead because these development companies have no clue. So for the sake of football games, we better hope that I'm right. And many of us, the others that believe in goals too, are right. Because if they don't get it right, dude, we might become tennis players. Dead serious. Right? And the reason why this looks so fun, although I could see it getting monotonous, and you see which countries have the top players in the world, that's kind of funny to see not one American in sight. But the reason why it's so much fun, you see the realism, and there's not much. I'm sure there's going to be some things that are exploitable, some whatever. There is in every game, unfortunately. But for the most part, it's 1v1, which boxing is too, unfortunately. Undisputed just got it so wrong, man. But I could see like some certain shot, like a power shot, power overhand, like certain players, certain stats that you can inflate, maybe. But we'll do some more research. I'm gonna eat some food. I'm gonna come back. Phil donated $8 for tennis, so then I'll put in the other half. But I want to see like what's like the scoop, like where are the content creators that can explain. I'm officially addicted. See, this game came out like a year ago. That's crazy. So let's see.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Let's listen to this.
Everybody, we had so much support on the first Topspin video we did a couple days ago. I'm really enjoying the game. We're posting another video today. I am starting to get a lot better. I was not able to stream it this weekend, but we have 2 insane matches that we had. It was actually crazy. This game. That's gonna be trouble. That was horrible for me. 15 love. Come on, come on, come on. Let's fight.
It's almost been 2 years since Topspin 2K came out, so we're gonna jump right back on it and see how it weighs up in 2026. I haven't actually played this game. I don't know, maybe about a year. So I'm expecting, you know, some big changes, new players, new courts. The f is this? Are they still advertising golf? Okay, what if they're still advertising this? And this is what I saw a year ago. This may be a quick video, bro. Yeah, the last update on this game was actually a year ago, and it did not get the best of receptions. So yeah, at least the support, at least for the past year or so, has been consistent. Talking about support, if you guys enjoy the content and want to see more of this, don't forget to leave a like.
See, this is why you got to read between the lines, man. You know?
Yeah, look, anyway, let's get into the roster then. I'm not seeing any new faces. Who did they even add again? They added Sinner, Zverev. Was that it? Rah. It was just 2 players, you know. I swear there was 3. No, I swear there was a 3rd person. Oh my god, it was Caroline Garcia. I forgot about that. Oh right, my video comes up on the AI overview. I should know this. This is my whole field of expertise, bro. Caroline Garcia. I'm sure she's a nice woman. You know what I mean? But like, is a Caroline Garcia really gonna like, was that the best we could do? Like, does she even still play tennis? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. Hope she's healthy. But there was no one else. Now, to be fair, now thinking about it, way back then, I swear we had so many names that were floating around that were like connected to the game. Like, I remember there being so many names, so many players that are at one of those Top Spin 2K events when they were hyping their game up. I think even Novak was there. There's no way them players were there doing promotion and just disappeared. They had to break down in talks or funding issues or something, because it's just a bit strange. I'll be honest. And I don't know, maybe this is like a what do you call it? A bit shallow of me. Cool, I wouldn't even mind the roster being this small. If it still had, you know, the big four. I know we have Federer and Murray. To this day, I don't know if that is Murray or not. If it had Nadal, Djokovic, and in career going through, you know, the ranks, stages, but I don't know, it's just not right. And if you don't know the real issue with it, is just basically, in order to progress in the career mode, you're locked into these silly little gimmicky challenges and goals you have to meet in order to play in Grand Slams or higher tournaments, which just doesn't reflect how a real player progresses. If you know, growing your rank, getting wild cards, all that sort of stuff. I want to meet the person that thought designing the career mode in this way, one, makes sense, two, is enjoyable. When they first brought it out in 2000 and what?
So the career sucks, so not doing that.
Like, I'm cool with that, but now I know more, so much more. It's just so silly. Oh yeah, I forgot that they added the Labour Cup in career mode. I remember this was a sick mode, you know. Why would they lock this in career mode, a mode where probably no one actually like plays that much, and not put it as like a standalone mode, just the offline mode in the game where you can just plug and play. You can put, I don't know, female players, male players, little custom thing. Now we're on to online, basically kind of where you're expected as a consumer to play the most, where you can take your my player to the online world, which I'm assuming is still full of just abusing the game's mechanics, which I feel like maybe this is
every one of these games. Guys, this is a beautiful example of what I mean. These developers have to realize these sports games at this time, they go too far into the graphics, too far into trying to like copy and paste each other, and it's making the sports actually unrealistic, right? You can't have this ultra realistic look to your game and have these ultra realistic to real life cups and this and that, but then add so much nonsense that players just abuse stuff. So then it takes away from the sport. So what people don't get about goals, it all ties back. This is all related. What goals has done well so far is they kept it simple, stupid. They didn't add all the nonsense that restricts players, that actually ruins the games. Do less. Do less, and your game would be better. Make it to where it's skill for players, and that's all that matters. Don't give ways to exploit the game. Now, he didn't go into the ways you can exploit it, but that's what I was waiting for. You play against a bunch of players that exploit mechanics, right? And it becomes pointless to play them because you're not playing the actual simulation of the sport. Nobody is going to sit there, at least me, and I know many of you feel the same way, and play a game of tennis where your opponents aren't playing actual tennis. They're getting victories using whatever they can abuse. Same with football, NHL, same with anything, right? It's not that these development companies can't make a game that can't be abused. They just have to add so much bullshit, typically because of microtransactions, like pay $5 and get the super top spin shot, because the game's named Top Spin, and you can get ultra top spin that's just unstoppable, and so you pay a certain amount of money and players just hit that same shot over and over. I assume it's something like that within tennis, right? And it's guaranteed related to microtransactions. It always is, right? And that's where these games get ruined.
Where this game sits today, maybe it sits as a game you just, you don't really think too much when you're on it. You don't like have like a immersive career. It's just more just online sweating, I guess. Plug in, play the game, give people the work online, then just log off. Maybe this is what like 2K1 is. I don't know. To be fair, props with 2K. They did actually change some things. They kind of merged the male and female tours. They had like a few limited time events. They also added some kind of new progression system, which was not what I really thought it was. When I first saw this, I thought this was going to be like a ranking system. like where like there'll be, you know, you start bronze, you play bad players, then you progress playing better and better. But then I think a lot of us realize that that's not the case at all. I don't even know what this was. A reward system where like win or lose, you just get given stuff, which is which I don't know, doesn't really give that longevity thing. But I feel like when I get in a game, the gameplay anyway is fun. Okay, so great to see that, you know, the builds have not changed. Which to me, what ruined the online experience, yeah, was the fact that you can just make a flipping monster with no balancing. Like, I never understood that. So yeah, now onto the gameplay. This seemed, they did have a lot of different updates to sort of make the game smoother, move some of the meta play and whatnot. You know, the wide serve glitching, the bugs, all that stuff. I'm playing the game today, I'm sort of watching it as you guys are watching it. Still kind of myself, I still sit on like the middle ground of like it being, of the gameplay being unrealistic and also being good and fun, if you know what I mean. Like playing, as I was playing earlier today, it was only 2 matches I played, but I was having fun though. Give me that angle. There you go. Oh, we still got it, you know. Woo. Drop shot. Yeah.
Nice. That was sick.
If you don't really think about anything and just think hit ball, smack ball, then you have fun. One definite thing is that the skill gap on this game has definitely gone up a few levels. Like, I was getting absolutely cooked. Yeah, this guy's just guns blazing. Oh my god. So yeah, so the meta is still the meta. Cool. Yeah, I'm getting cooked, bro. Hey, but then yeah, I'll be real. As you just keep playing on and on, like obviously I'm playing 2 matches, so maybe people have, you know, adapted their styles. But in the game I played today, it was just how it was a year ago, 2 years ago. Just pure, just brainless power, trying to just trying your hardest to deflect the shots of your opponent until they probably get tired and make an error. There you go. Which, to be fair, if you're into the slap shotting, then I guess the game is for you. But for me, like, this game doesn't really just, it definitely tries, but it doesn't, the gameplay hasn't got much depth to it. And the crazy part is, I feel like Topspin 4 did have depth to it, but I think what kind of destroyed this game was them implementing this new timing meter where whatever shot that gets played to you, difficult or not, if you time it well and get used to timing stuff in this little mini game window, you can just pull off any great shot you can. And I feel like in previous Topspin games, that used to be quite a rarity. Like, you wouldn't be able to pull off the absolute craziest shots every rally almost, and it feels like you get that a lot in this game, which doesn't reflect real tennis in any way, really, unless you're Alcaraz or Kyrgios. I don't know. If you try and like play like, you know, slicing, drop shots, volleying, you know, how you, or playing a bit safer, not going for crazy angles all the time, it just doesn't work and you just get killed online. Oh, don't, bro, I haven't played a game for this long for it to freeze. There ain't no way the game's they're gonna crash. I swear to God, fam. There ain't no way. There ain't no way.
Game set match.
They give him the loss or the
I've
win.
been sweating this match for like the past 20 minutes, bro. How long has it been? Does it say?
Did you get the win?
15 minutes. And it's frozen. I did hear there was like some like server issues, and this may be one of them. I don't know, or just for me, or just the issue that's happened just to me. But wow. So yeah, the game just kind of just died on me. I don't know why to me, but after this, it was now onto the World Tour mode, and I can't lie, yeah, for the culture, we've got to use Sharapova. Got to a year to, brother. That's crazy. Wow, this game, there's no other sort of game modes. And then in my second online match, it crashed again.
No.
Bro, can I not get past the second set on this game? What happened to this game? Okay, well, this is the problem. This is the crashes, on be honest. But it is what it is. To be fair, the plan is that I do this type of video for kind of every tennis game that's out right now. So I might do this sort of thing for tiebreak, tennis elbow, and also
so shout out to Rudo, man. Apparently a big tennis content creator, man. Very good, in-depth take on the game. And I don't know, man, there's some good in it, there's some bad. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, simple. I really went through each of the football games and just showing what a disaster they are. With UFL, there's no contest. I just showed Boris's last video, and it shows you everything. Unless you're in total denial, there's nobody that can't say that that game's in a terrible spot, right? I mean, the numbers, everything, right? Whereas FC and eFootball have enough global players that, you know, the company's still going to make their money. The numbers are down drastically, like AA9 went into it, but they still have a lot of players playing. But FC is just so broken. You look at every top creator, they're making so much money. They have the most to lose by FC going in the trash can, and yet even they can't enjoy the game. I mean, let's be honest. It's much easier to enjoy something when you're making thousands of dollars on it, like Nick and Crassi and Nepenthes, and these guys can't even stand the game, right? And then, of course, you have eFootball, the exact same, but even worse because of Smart Assist. And that was the only game I played. I ended up winning both my games. One with semi without Smart Assist, the other one my opponent turned it on, and so I did too. And that tends to be what happens, right? These players make me sick, and I can't enjoy the game playing these Smart Assist losers and not just beat them over the head with it because it hurts your team so much. It doesn't just help them, it hurts your team. The ridiculous stuff that you can do, and then even turning it on shows just like the perfect passes, the automatic shit that happens. And it's to the point where we're only in February and you got content creators like myself and others looking at playing boxing and tennis and looking for stuff to play until Goals comes out. And so I hope the Goals developers take advantage of this, fix the broken nonsense that has destroyed every other game, and then we can enjoy football. If you can turn on Goals, I mean, even this tennis game, you listen to what Rudo just said, who I didn't know until today, and like, this Top Spin is the most popular tennis game, but there's exploits. And you could say, oh, every game has them, but no. It's not a given that there's going to be exploits if the development company just simplifies things. Think about it. These games allow you to do things to spend money, get this special play style, get this player with these special moves and this and that. That's ultimately what crushes a game. And if you're eFootball, you add something on top of it like Smart Assist to get the shittier players to play. All of that's avoidable. So it really just comes down to the development company. So I'll be back later. Like I said, Phil did a dono, half the money in to play Top Spin. So what do we have to lose? We'll probably still check it out, or at least play another game and just have some fun up until the Goals release. But there's a lot more to dive into, a lot more to break down, and I just hope that people realize, like, I'm a small creator. I'm not paid to give glowing reviews for Goals. I'm not Boris Legend who can get a bag to do a series on a game or a breakdown on a game. I'm just telling the truth. You go look at the latest highlights, and Goals is doing all the right things, man. They're the only hope we have, and the only company so far that's shown at least some, you have to at least give them that credit, that they've shown at least some connection to what the player base wants. So, with that being said, I'm going to go grab some food. I will return, most likely, to smack a tennis ball around. Shout out to Phil for the $8 dono, always supporting the channel. You are the man, Phil. That 8 goes a long way, and it'll probably go into tennis. For some reason it doesn't, I'll shoot it back, but we got to have something to do until March, man. I like talking to you guys. I like shooting the shit, and the football games just aren't cutting it. So leave in the comment section what you guys think, what you guys have been doing to pass the time. Have you been able to suffer through the football games out, or even are you enjoying them, and how has that been? And if you haven't, please like the channel, subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you could, go shoot me a follow on TikTok and X, as well as join the Discord so we can chat all day, every day, man. We have a great community. We'd love for you to be a part of it. So I will see you here in a bit. Thanks so much for coming back. It was great talking to a lot of you guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace.